go ahead and get started. So we'll get started on the mat. Grab your yoga strap. And we'll go ahead and lie on down, kind of our tried and true start, just to open up the body. We'll strap up, we'll strap up that right foot, lay it on down. Left leg will be long or bent, so you get to decide today what you want. And we'll take just a couple of breaths here, lengthening out that leg, feeling the back melt down. And then open the leg out to the right. Remember, we want to really anchor through the left side of the body here. And then come through center and take that IT bend stretch. Remember with this, we want actually the right butt cheek on the ground. Turn your toe to the left and then take that leg slightly across the body. You should feel that whole sideline of the leg extending and opening up. For me, this is always super intense. And then one more time, we'll inhale to open the leg out to the right. And then we'll exhale to come into a twist. And if, like me, you've got a wall in your way, you could use the wall as a prop, or you could scoot yourself away from it. We'll take a big breath in here, and a big breath out. And then come on back to center. And we'll take happy baby in the strap. We do this quite often. Take those feet wider than the hips, bend the knees, pull down, and rock and roll yourself side to side, little circles. Just really pulling down on the strap so you feel that hip flexion and those knees at 90 degrees. And then quiet the movement. Really push your back down and extend your legs all the way up. And we'll point and flex through the feet a few times. And so you'll feel that strap at the arch of the foot. And sometimes it feels like it's going to slip, but if you have a good hand on either side of the strap, it won't. Hold the point in your foot, and then take a flex and hold the flex in your foot. And then we'll take the other side. Left leg extends, right leg does whatever it wants to do. Opening up through the back of that leg, finding your breath. All right, from here, take that left leg out to the left. Whew. Breathing into it. And taking that leg across for that IT band stretch. And I did link the playlist in the comments in the main Truve group, but I will also link it here in the comments so it's easier to get to. Take your leg to the left again. And then we'll come into that full twist. So now you're coming off of that left butt cheek. You're holding the strap with the right hand. You're coming into that full twist. Should feel really good. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then come onto your back again. Both feet in the strap, legs up the wall. And you'll just stay here for 3 breaths. I'll put the playlist in here and I'll see what you're saying. Yes. Hey, Lauren. Hey, Haley. Good to see you all. Yeah, and Zoe, I don't know why it was off, but we're here. All right. One more breath in that legs up the wall for everybody. And then pulling the legs towards you. So double hamstring stretch. You still want your low back really rooted. And you're taking this as far as you can this morning. So this is our forward fold. We just happen to be on our backs rather than sitting down on our butts. But this is still the same forward fold shape. You can think Paschimottanasana, just upside down, really. So we want to keep the legs long. Obviously, the back is long because we're laying down, so we don't have to worry about that piece of this. We're really trying to find that deep hip flexion. We're really trying to extend through the length of the legs. And of course, it is Thursday morning at 7:30 during shelter-in-place week, I think 7 we're at. So you might feel really tight in the back of your legs, and thus you might need to bend your knees, which is totally fine. But do think back down, especially low back, and thighs reaching towards the belly, towards the ribs, towards the organs. Take one more breath, and then let it go. Bend the knees into the chest and start to rock forward and back a couple of times, massaging that spine from the base to the neck. And then we'll come on up all fours and just get in a little spinal mobility, and then we'll be on our way into our workout. Come onto those hands and those knees. Inhale, drop the belly, pull the heart through, lift the eyes. Exhale, round through the back. Really tuck the chin, really arch, arch, arch. We've got some cats that might float through the video so we can drive some inspiration from the cow pose. And then exhale, rounding the spine, reaching up. One more time, inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. And then any movement you want for a couple of rounds of breath. So I always like to circle my body. You may want to tap the toes or to stretch the wrists. You may want to move between a child's pose and some kind of back bend. So really feel free to get creative here. You don't have to move in any specific yoga shapes or any shapes that kind of have a name that you've heard of. Just let yourself move. Notice what needs to be opened up. Notice what feels open already. And then we'll come into down dog. Tuck the toes, lift the knees and hips, and just start to walk that dog. Bending the right knee, bending the left knee. And if you've been maybe running a lot more lately, you might feel super tight in your calves. So this walk of the dog is always a great way, I find, to stretch my calves and also get that lovely stretch in the spine. Take one more round, bending one knee, bending the other knee. And then coming back to down dog, we'll inhale to roll forward really slowly. Think heels first, then legs, then spine, ending with the crown of the head. And then to come up, we'll push into the hands and pike the hips. So think about strength in the core. The rolling into plank is more juicy, it's more water-like. You're flowing your body, letting the curves happen. And then the push back to down dog is much more strong, much more linear. One more time. Inhale, rounding forward. Gazing at the top of the mat last, and then pulling the ribs and belly in, lift the hips high. Right leg sweeps, bend the knee, open the hip. Just like we did in all fours, you have some time to do anything you want to do, anything that feels good, anything that you need. And when you're ready to, we'll step that right foot outside of the right hand, coming into a lizard stretch. So drop your back knee and bring your hands to the mat first. And your back toes could be tucked or untucked, whatever feels good. And just take a moment to really feel the stretch in the front of that back hip. You may also feel a stretch in the groin of the front leg. And then from here, take it where you want. You might want to come lower. You might want to turn out your right foot, maybe roll onto the pinky side of the right foot to get more into the outer hip, into the glutes. And as always, there is a quad stretch that you can take here, bending that back knee, reaching the arm around. So again, you decide what you need and how this shape should shift and change. Take 2 more breaths. Gradually waking yourself up, gradually waking your body up. And then we'll come on back. Right hand to the mat, left hand to the mat, tuck the left toes, lift the right leg, find that extension, and then right foot down. Left leg, same thing. Bend the knee, open the hip, and then from there, it is all you. And maybe noticing if you're able to keep kind of a steady breath in and out as you move. And if you haven't been focusing on that, maybe starting to find that connection here. Step the left foot outside of the left hand, dropping the right knee. Again, you decide what your foot does. Take a moment with your collarbone broad, your hands on the mat, just to feel kind of where the stretch is most intense right now. And then change as you need, maybe lower, maybe turned out in the front leg. Again, that quad stretch I always find to be really nice. Just letting that breath settle in. Take one more round of breath here. And then we'll come on out of it. Hands down, right toes tucked, left leg lift, give it a big stretch. Left foot to the mat, and then start to walk your hands to your feet. Bend your knees, interlace your hands behind your head, Squeeze your elbows to your cheekbones. Tucking the chin, slowly rolling up. So vertebrae by vertebrae. We unfurl at the top, back bend, elbows wide, lift the heart, open the chest. And then exhale, just shake it out. Okay, first kind of HIIT work we'll do today will be yoga based. Do have your light weights available by the sides. Again, I have 3s today, but 2s, 5s, you know the drill. They all work great. So we're going to come into, for 1 minute today, so a little bit longer, we're going to come into a sun salutation A from the back of the mat. So we'll inhale to lift up, exhale to fold, walk it out to plank, chaturanga, knee your toes, your back bend into down dog. Walking the hand to the feet, half lift, fold, stand up. Okay, second time, we're going to walk out to plank. There is no vinyasa here. We're just walking to plank. We're grabbing one weight in one hand. It doesn't matter which hand you start. And we'll take a renegade row. We'll take that elbow up and down. Remember, if you need to modify, you're on your knees, your belly is tight. We'll take 4 on the one arm, 4 on the other arm, walk it back. So it's basically every other time you come into plank, you're doing a vinyasa, and then the other time you're taking 4 renegade rows with that light weight on either hand, okay? You're going at your own pace. I'll have a pace, but obviously you do not have to follow me. So 1 minute on the clock. Let's go ahead and stand at the top of the mat. 1 minute starts now. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Walk it out to plank. Go through your flow. And if you need 2 chaturangas today or 5 chaturangas, don't let me stop you. Do what you need to do. And same with the back bend. If you're not feeling up dog today, then maybe you're taking that cobra instead. Remember, the second time, it's 4 on one arm. I'm starting with my left, but you could start with your right, 4 on the other, keeping that plank really strong. And then you walk yourself back, and you restart. And we're actually going to take this at 2 minutes. Okay, so you have a little more time to go through this, to get in a couple more reps of each. And if you decide to take out, say, a half lift or 2, it's not a big deal, okay? A lot of this is you finding your own vinyasa that works for you. Just so you know, we have about 45 seconds, okay? Alternating through. Really keeping that belly pulled to the spine the whole time. And we're not going to worry if we don't quite even it out. So if you don't end with the rows, that's okay. Time-wise, you have 15 more seconds. So again, whatever you can rock out in 15 more seconds, you keep going. I've stopped moving. Last 3, 2, 1. Okay, coming on up from wherever you are, grab your mini loop band. And again, if you have one, don't worry about it. Or you can't find it, don't worry about it. We're going to put it around the shins. You know I love lateral movement with these. So we're going to start at one end of the mat. Just make sure your mat is clear of your weight. Coming on one end, we have a minute. Again, we're doing longer timed HIIT work today. When you get to the other side, you're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 pulses. Back to the top, 1, 2, 3, 4 pulses, okay? So getting into that bar phase of class. Decide what edge of the mat. Feet are parallel. Stay in your squat. Here you go. Walking it side to side. Nice big walks. Still supporting the back with the core, finding those 4 pulses. And if you do 5 or 6 or 3 instead, don't worry about it. Get close to 4. Woo, feeling those thighs. Feeling the outer line of the leg. Feeling the glutes. And just staying low. So your body may want to come out of that squat. We're halfway through, but don't let it. Keep it in that squat. You all are incredibly strong. So finding that strength, staying with it, knowing that, well, a minute might seem long right now. It's not actually that long at all. We're there in almost 10 seconds. Last 3, 2, 1. Okay, stand it on up. Give it a quick shake out. Next, lateral leg raises. Let's grab those weights. We'll be taking a squat, bicep curl. As we come up either leg, I'll start with my right leg. I'm going to take 3 pulsing bicep curls and 3 pulsing pushes out with that right leg. Back down, curl up, other side. And then back down, okay? If you mess up the pulse, if it becomes a full bicep curl, don't worry about it. We are going for pulses, just so you know, with the pulse of the legs. But again, if you do a full bicep curl, it doesn't matter, okay? 1 minute on the clock again. Starts now. So we give ourselves the chance to stand up, and maybe like me, the little rocky that first time, as you get your balance, as you get the groove of this movement. So work here is that standing leg, honestly, to keep yourself upright and tall so you don't topple over to that side. We're at the halfway point. Whew. Deceptively challenging, also depending on how strong your mini loop band is, how much resistance it has. Can feel quite challenging. Down and up, down and up. You have 10 more seconds. We're going to build onto this in 3, 2, 1. Okay, bring those arms down. We're going to calf raise, lateral arm raise, and down. 1 minute of this, and we'll stay at the top. Circle the arms forward for 30 seconds, back for 30 seconds. When we hold the heels off the ground, you can choose to widen your legs. Just really think belly to spine, squeeze the glutes. So the front of the body is active, the back of the body is active, so it's easier to keep your balance, okay? Whew. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Toes are pointed forward. Arms are extending out. It can be easier to like crunch the toes, right? That could be a method that you use to save yourself from falling. But think toes wide, balls of the feet really grounded. You're pushing down in the ground so that you can lift up. And these light weights will gradually start to feel heavier if they don't already. We're halfway through that 1 minute of calf raises and arm raises. Think broad collarbone, shoulder blades down the back, reaching through those fists, through those knuckles. 15 more seconds. When we stay up for the arm circles, if you need to drop your heels, that is totally fine. I'm not expecting you to stay in a releve for a full minute. Okay, find your balance, start your arm circles forward. Again, maybe walk your feet a little wider. Push the tension out against the bands. Pull the tension of the front of the body to the back of the body. And again, this is meant to be a challenge. Woo, feeling those arms. Keep them extended. Shake out the head if you need to. Arm circles back. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. And if you need to take a quick break with the legs, take a break. Try to come back in. Try to press into that releve. Again, you're strong. You've got this. "15 more seconds. Those arms might be feeling like they're going to fall off. We're almost done. Give yourself 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Drop those weights. Slide that band off and take a moment. Stretch your arms, stretch your shoulders, stretch your calves, one leg at a time. Remember the stretches in the back leg. Front leg is bent. Your body weight can lean forward so that you can really push that back heel down. You can almost think like warrior one when you're ready for the other side. Take it to the other side. All right. Again, keeping with a minute of work, some cardio. Whew. We're going to, your choice. First position, heels together, toes apart. And all of you are comfortable jumping, so I would recommend jumping unless you maybe live on a second or third story and you're afraid of waking your neighbors up. We're going to come into little jumps from first position. So I'm landing with my knees bent. I'm landing with my heels down as I come up. I'm trying to point my feet to lift my feet off the ground. That said, you don't have to lift your feet very far, but you do want to think about your feet coming into some kind of point so that you don't smash your foot flat down. And when you come down, you can roll through the foot so you can protect those joints. If you are not jumping, you're going to take just really quick pulses here, all right? I'll give you the 30-second mark in case you want to change what you're doing from a jump to a pulse, okay? So let's find that first position. Arms wherever you want. I'm taking mine on the hips. 1 minute on the clock, belly to spine. Here we go. So there's a small, very, very small moment where your legs straighten or straighten-ish. But for the most part, from the ground, you're starting with bent knees and you're landing with bent knees. Imagine that you have a string running from the crown of your head all the way down through your spine. So you want to keep that spine upright versus leaning your body weight forward. Trying to get that heart rate up. 30 seconds. Again, if you want to change what you're doing, you are jumping and you want to pulse, pulsing, you want to jump. Now is a good time to change. Moving fast, feeling those quads, feeling those glutes, support from the core. We will be coming back down to the mat for some core work next. So just keep this movement fast and steady for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, shake it out. Stretch those quads. Hydrate. Do what you need to do, and we'll come onto the mat. Okay. For this next set of moves, make sure that you have your strap, your weights, and your glides accessible. We're going to start with no equipment, but I just don't want you to have to stand back up for the next few exercises. We will stay on the ground for a while. Okay. Coming into basically boat pose lean backs, but with the feet down. We won't do this time-based, we'll do this rep-based. Arms will be forward, no weight, extending out. If you don't want to have your palms up, you can have your palms down or in, okay? Doesn't matter, just think straight arms. We're going to lean back with a straight back, lift up, and then take 2 leg lifts. Lean back with the spine, come up, 2 leg lifts, okay? The idea is that when your legs lift, you might take a slight kind of straight back crunching sensation, but you're really trying not to move your torso very much for those leg lifts, okay? Let's set it up, extend the arms, roll the shoulders down, shake out the head if you need to, and here we go. Back, up, legs, legs. Lean back, sit up, legs, legs. 8 more. I happen to have my legs apart, but you might have your legs close together. So you decide what that distance is. Think straight spine. Again, that imagery of the string running out through the crown of the head, it remains. There's no C curve. There's no rounded back here. There's no cat pose. Ironically, also, the cats have left the room that I am in. We're almost there. Last one. Bonus, hold the legs up. Now bring the legs together if they aren't. Point and flex for 8, 7, 6. If you want more straight legs, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, lay down. Grab your weights, 1 in each hand. We're going to take pullovers and leg drops at the same time. Again, we'll go rep-based, not time-based. Pull the belly to the spine. Feel that low back press down. Extend the legs up, decide if you want to flex or point. The legs and the arms are doing the same thing, they're just moving away from each other. So arms will come back straight, legs will come back straight, and lift it up, okay? We have 10 of those. We're not bending the elbows. So it's easier with lighter weights to keep the arms straight. If you can tap your weights all the way to the ground and then bring your arms back up without bending your elbows, go for it. If your elbows start to bend, I would recommend making this a smaller range of motion, okay? Here we go. A lot for the core, a lot for the lats. Keeping the legs and arms straight. Here we go. Inhale down. Again, you decide how far. Exhale up. Your low back is not leaving the ground. Your shoulder blades are not leaving the ground, nor is your head. Keeping that breath really strong. We are halfway. Last two. We will do a bonus. So when you come up, keeping the weights unless it hurts your neck, then you're supporting with one hand. We'll take crunches up for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. Finding that exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, lay it back down. Ditch your weights. Okay, next move again, just body weight here. Knees will be in tabletop. Hands will be behind the head. You can think bicycle crunch, but we are not going to be straightening one leg. We're going to stay in tabletop. The upper body will remain the same as a bicycle crunch. We're lifting up, right elbow lift towards the left knee, coming down, left elbow towards the right knee. And your job is just to keep your legs really strong and bent. Flexed or pointed. We're back to 1 minute timed work. Right and left, you decide how fast. Here we go. Remember, your exhale breath is the twist and the lift of the shoulders, okay? The inhale is the down for you to reset. Just like the past few moves, we're thinking low back to the ground, really gluing it. We're thinking about the legs staying in this shape. So there might be a lot of energy of the inner thighs squeezing towards each other. Time-wise, we're at about the halfway point. So maybe you want to speed it up. Maybe you want to slow it down. After this, we'll flip over into plank and use the glides. Trying to keep those elbows wide. So if your elbow is starting to crawl in towards your cheekbones, pull it away. Last 5, we will do a bonus for 3, 2, whatever side you're on, hold it here. Little pulses, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down for a moment, up to the other side, pulse 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew, I don't know about you, but I felt that a lot. Reach your fingers and toes in opposite directions. Let your body stretch long, and then whenever you're ready to, bring yourself on up. Okay, glides. If you need to, you know the drill. If you need a little more space, I do. Roll up your mat. We're going back into the world of timed exercises. And again, we're doing longer time here, so adjust accordingly. That might be adjusting your speed and or your range of motion. So we'll take those glides, one under each foot behind you. Remember, you want a leg's distance between the glides and your mat. A little bit of a combo move. We're going to take it into plank, of course, on the hands or on the forearms or on the fist. We're going to abduct out to a V, adduct in, oops, lost my glide, take 2 crunches, back to start, out, in, crunch, crunch. Again, that's a pace that I was going. It might not be sustainable for a minute, okay? So adjust accordingly. Set yourself up. Here we go. And if you find you started, say, on your hands, and then your wrists are like, no, 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 this is not working, come to the forearms. Remembering, though, that for this glide work, similar to TRX, plank work, forearms can be harder because you have to create more space for things like a crunch, okay? Getting that breath in. Great news, we're at the halfway point. Keep that body moving. If you're moving fast and you feel kind of like crazy, out of control of what your body is doing, slow it down. Legs are strong, core is strong, shoulders are strong. You have less than 10 seconds. You can do this. Last 3, 2, 1. Okay, take a moment, whatever that moment is. All right, we just did twisting in our bent knee bicycle crunch. We're going to take that in to that essentially single leg mountain climber, but today we're going to straighten the leg out to the side. I'll demo on just the one side so you can see, but you'll do the same thing on the other. Again, your version of plank, right leg to left elbow, shoot it through, and then we'll come off of that opposite hand. My left hand would come up. I'm in this fallen triangle, that yoga pose, coming back to center, and then other side, left knee to right elbow, straighten the leg, lift the arms, come back to center, okay? That whole movement should take up a decent amount of time, so you probably aren't going to get a ton of reps in, unless, again, you're moving super fast, okay? Set yourself up. 1 minute on the clock starts now. So you're pulling through to that fallen triangle, which is in the family of side planks. It looks a lot like a side plank. It feels a lot like a side plank. Bend to straighten. And this move is one of those where sometimes the glide doesn't want to cooperate. It wants to slide out from under the feet. So just do the best you can with the surface that you're on, with the glides that you have. We're halfway there. We have one more move after this, and then we'll take one more round of core exercises with the strap, and then we'll stand it up from there, okay? Finishing up class standing. And after all this core work, we are going to incorporate some balance, some yoga pose balances. So we're just leading up to that with some really strong core work. And stop. Again, do what you need to do to find that mini rest, that recovery. Okay, last thing, pikes. You knew it was coming, or you could probably guess. We're going to take that box-shaped pike. You can do that the way that I describe, or you can invert the wide and the narrow legs. I like to start with narrow legs, pull them in narrow, then widen them at the top, push out wide, and then come back in. But you could start wide, go in wide, then narrow up, okay? It doesn't matter. Either way, you're creating that nice rectangular shape. 1 minute on the clock. Last glide plank exercise. Set it up. Here we go. Remember, you want to push down into those hands or into those elbows. The pike is you trying to lift your hips over your shoulders. Your quads deceptively have a lot to do here. So do your glutes. So really make sure your legs are active in the shape and in the movement. Breathing in, breathing out. We are almost there. You have about 15 seconds left. Don't give up. Building that strong core. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, come down, hydrate, move your glides out of the way. If, like me, you folded up your mat, you can unfold it, grab your strap, and we'll do kind of what we often do with the strap, and really we're just holding it in half or in fourths. We're coming into a full sit-up. You can do the full sit-up with straight legs or with bent legs. Holding the strap between the arms, 2 ways you can do this. Way number 1 that gives you a little more momentum and is a little easier. You lay down, you let your arms come overhead. From arms overhead, you push the arms up. Again, by swinging the arms, it helps the core. Harder version, and I don't know if my demo is going to look really great, so just disclaimer, arms stay forward the whole time as you come down and up, okay? So that version is more challenging. If you need a little extra help this morning, move your arms overhead and back in front of the chest. Same deal with the legs. Bent knees is a little bit easier than straight legs. But you decide what you need. I'm going to bend my knees, and I'm going to attempt to keep my arms forward, but you may see me swing my arms. 1 minute for this starts now. And like I've been doing, I'm going to give you guys that 30-second marker in case you want to change what you're doing. Really feeling that sense of belly to the spine. Whatever is touching the ground in terms of your legs. For me, it's my butt and my feet. I'm really pushing down in those areas so I feel anchored. There's a counterbalance. If you have straight legs, you have the whole back of that leg to counterbalance. Okay, team, 30 more seconds. Full sit up. We, of course, are going to add a bonus move, but the bonus is coming in 15 seconds. So keep doing what you're doing. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, hold yourself up. Legs are bent or straight. Lean back ever so slightly. Lift your arms up. Take your arms forward for 10, 9. Widen your arms if you need space for your shoulders. Shoulders are down the back. We're in this slight incline, so the core is active. We haven't come out of our core section yet. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Take a moment. We're done with all of those specific core exercises. So you might want to come into a bridge, say, to stretch your belly. You might want to come into just a nice extension. Some of you may want to twist. So again, really just doing what you need to do for your body to feel not so tight in the core. Okay, let's come on back up. Come on back up here. Okay, weights. We're going to grab those weights. Coming on up. Coming into a plie squat. Toes turned out, heels turned in. Arms are forward. We're going to take that bicep curl pulse that we did earlier. Then we'll turn it into a little press up and pull down. I'm not fully extending my arms. We're just going to 90 with the arms and then back down. Then we'll finish up with arms out to 90 to the sides of the shoulders, in and out, okay? All of those moves will be 30 seconds. You have some choices with your legs. You can just stay in your plie squat and not move from the waist down. You could pulse at various points or the whole time. You could heel raise. You could take that inch up, inch down, okay? So those are some things you can do. You don't have to do them, but do stay in your plie squat. Your legs are doing something here. Palms forward, shoulders down. 30 seconds starts now. Just those pulses in that bicep curl. We did this earlier, just 3 at a time, and then we were off to something else. Now we're staying here. Sit a little lower. Again, you might be doing something with your lower body that's not just plie squat. Maybe you're like, I just need to stay still, and that's fine. We're coming to that kind of almost shoulder press now. Up to 90, down to the waist. Up to 90, down to the waist. If I had my watch on, my watch would be facing the screen the whole time with this. So keep the inside of the wrist facing you. Again, you have options with your legs. Feel free to pepper them in whenever you want, if you want. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms out to 90. Now my watch is facing behind. In and out, in and out. Keep those arms at armpit height. So don't let them drop in and lift out. They stay in that same plane of movement. The bonus here will be with the legs. Keep on keeping on for 3, 2, 1. Take the weights at the waist. Straighten your legs up. Bend it down for 10, 9. Really squeeze the glutes. 8. Anchor through the full foot. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, stay down. Rotate to a lunge either side. I'm choosing to come to my left. So my left leg is forward, my right leg is back. Arms reach forward. We're going to row as we bend the back knee and then push it forward. My back leg is straightening slightly at the top. Yours could straight completely or stay in this slight bend. When we all come down, we are definitely bending, okay? Here we go, just 10. Push and pull. 9, 8. Elbows stay high. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a moment, drop your back knee. Reach your weights up, pull your hips back. Think pull belly to spine. And then slide your front foot forward, drop your hips down. Bend your elbows out to the side, lift your heart. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Bring the weights to hover above the ground. Without using your hands on the ground, half splits. Pull your back hip over your back knee, flex your front foot. You're coming about halfway down. Core is engaged. Arms are hovering, weights are hovering. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out, push forward. Tuck the back toe, lift it up. Other side. This time the row, palms will face in. We'll pull back, elbows squeezed in but past the ribs, and then push out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, chest proud. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, come on down. Lift the weights up. You can untuck the back toe. We're at pretty vertical position in the torso and the back leg. Shift the front foot forward, get some space. Bend the elbows, lift the heart. And then hands, weights hover above the mat. Straighten your front leg. Take that half lift, long spine, breath in, breath out. Okay, get your weights. Come on back up. You can use your hands and shake it out. Okay, finishing up with some balances. We'll take some transitions. All of these are yoga poses that you've probably done many times. We're just going to put them together. You're welcome to face the front or the back of your mat or to face the screen. I'll talk us through it. Again, all of these shapes are shapes that you know, okay? One-legged mountain, right leg lifts, arms up. Hands to prayer, push the right leg back, warrior 3. We want the inner right side lifting up. We want the outer right hip pressing down. From here, come back, one-legged mountain. Bend your left knee. So you're in this sort of half chair. Right thigh over, left thigh eagle. Remember, this right foot could be off the ground, on the ground, or wrapped around the left calf. Hands will come to prayer. We'll skip eagle arms. 3 breaths. Really squeezing those thighs. Can you sit lower? One-legged mountain. Kick that right leg forward. Take it straight. 3 breaths. Belly to spine. Push through the left foot. Lift through the crown of the head. Half moon. We're going through warrior 3 first. Hands to prayer. Try not to let your right foot touch the ground. Keep it straight as you push back. Bend your left knee a little bit. Start to spin your right hip up, your right elbow up. So the right side of the body is stacked on the left. 3 breaths here. You could open your arms. You could straighten your bottom leg. Step the right foot back. Left foot is forward, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle. Hands to the mat. Go through a vinyasa. Just one more side. Really steady in our eyes, our drishti, that focus in yoga, and in our breath. Lift the heels, bend the knees. Step or hop to the top middle of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Stand tall. Other side. Left leg lifts. One-legged mountain. Hands to prayer. Push back. Warrior 3. Inner left thigh up, outer left side down. Bend the knee, come back. One-legged mountain. Bend the right knee, sit the hips lower. Again, one-legged chair. Left hamstring over right quads. Left foot is on or off the ground. Hands just come to prayer. 3 breaths. Knees are center of whatever your space is. Thighs are squeezing on top of each other. Hips are sitting down. Unraveling. Warrior 3. Try to keep that left leg straight. Push it back. Bend the right knee. We're spinning the left elbow up. Now the left toes are turning to the side of the mat. 3 breaths. Again, you decide whether you straighten your bottom leg, whether you open your arms. Bend your right knee. Step your left foot back. Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Bring the hands down. Go through your vinyasa. This time, we'll walk the hands back to the feet. Bend the knees. Slowly roll it up. And we'll get in that left forward leg lift. Since I blinked. Lift the left leg. Push the left foot out. We stay for 3, 2, 1. Stand tall. Shake it out. Thank you all for joining me. We're going to take 2 breaths just to finish off. Bend the knees. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, take the arms down. One more time. Big breath in. Big breath out. Thank you so much.